Hello everybody, it's Aaron. Welcome to another episode of Feed the Beast. A few episodes ago, somebody asked why I have so many diamonds, and this is why. I run 2 quarries at a time, and I've just been running them in a line from spawn, well, the spawn of the Mistcraft Age, all the way. I just picked a direction and went. You can see it on the map. So they're not really running 24/7, but I typically start one before I, go to bed every night. Typically I let them go down to bedrock. That one I didn't because I really was running late, and I just picked it up since I can see everything on the bottom layer. So this is what my part of the quarry Mistcraft Age looks like. Not even all of it loads. So I've made a couple of changes around here. The first thing I want to show you, I was playing around, I made a bunch more centrifuges, and I heard that you could put lava into the top of them. So when I moved the industrial grinder, I still had all the geothermals over here, so I took the MFE off of it, because these are LV machines, and I put a liquiduct on top of each with lava. I let it run for about 24 hours, and this is what I got. I have this iron chest full of all this stuff. This iron chest is mostly full of all this stuff, and then a couple more stragglers over here. You get electrum, tin, copper, and tiny piles of tungsten dust from this. So in the early game, if you have a bunch of lava, you can hook up a geothermal generator and a centrifuge, if you can make it. And it's a good way to, basically you're trading iron for copper, because it takes a bunch of iron to make all these machines. So I just thought that was interesting. If I'd known that earlier on, I probably would have done something about it. Also, I solved a potential problem ahead of time. I have a blaze disc, and it's a 64K, as you can see. We're still gaining blaze rods, and I don't want to fill up. So what I did was, I put a level emitter over here on the wireless transmitter that goes to the blaze farm, so that when we have 340,000 blaze rods, the thing puts a redstone signal and it turns the blaze farm off. Because we really don't need that many in excess. I didn't think that those things were going to work as well as they did. And I'm not complaining, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, it is a little excessive. So I want to show you some bee stuff today. I know a lot of people don't like bee stuff. Hopefully you're a little more interested in this. I'm not going to do a bunch of breeding or anything like that. First thing I'm going to do is kill the ender dude. Maybe. Where did he go? Oh well. I'm sure he'll come attack me when I'm least expecting it. So we're going to go over to the bee area. And on the right side of the screen you can see some liquid DNA. We'll get to that in just a minute. Basically this is the same setup I used. I just kind of condensed it, and I didn't hide anything because this is a temporary area. I don't really care. I just needed this biome to do this. So basically I actually have a few sets of these. I've got my Industrious and Imperials in these two, making the pollen, royal jelly, stuff like that, because you need that to make an alveary, which if you look over there, bam, there it is. I'll get to that in a minute as well. So this is the same old setup. When it's missing a queen or a drone, I do energy pulsar, and this one's turned off now. This gate, or the apiarist pipe rather, black is any bees and white is anything. So all the bees go down, everything else goes up, even extra drones, and then they all go down the iron pipe and they end up in the chest, along with, you know, all the spoils. So basically I figured out a way. I didn't do a ton of reading on this until after I'd already kind of figured it out. I had a bunch of industrious drones and imperial drones, and I have some. Man, these don't like AE that much, I don't think. I have some of the princesses in here, and what I did to make these princesses was these guys. You know, these guys stack. There's a stack of them. So I took a rocky princess and I put it in this alveary, not alveary, this apiary. I used chocolate frames, which I don't know if it increases productivity, but it greatly increases the life cycle, or decreases, I guess. It makes it a lot faster. So instead of waiting like 30 minutes or whatever you have to wait, it's only like a few. Basically, I put the stack of industrious drones here and a rocky princess here. When it finishes the cycle, the drones stay there because the thing only pulls out from right here. The princess goes out through the pipe, comes back in, and she's bred with the same industrious drones. So after a while, she'll turn into a pure industrious princess. And basically what I was doing with the diligence was I just needed a stack of drones because I want to get to the platinum bee and I have to go through the rocky branch. So I just needed a bunch of these guys to breed with the rocky bees because, you know, we have a million rocky bees too. So I was doing that the hard way. I was using an apiary and soul frames, which increased the chance of a mutation. So it's not until I'd been doing this for 5 hours that I realized, you know what? I made alveary blocks a long time ago. I never really used it for anything. Why don't I get that thing out and set it up? So I did a little bit of research on that. I got my alveary and I made frame housings, which are totally unnecessary because you can have these mutator blocks. I'll show you the recipe. You have to already have the alveary blocks to make it, but then you got to make a couple diamantine tubes, and then you got your mutator block, and you can put ender pearls, uranium, nether, stars, whatever, that will increase the chance of mutation. Well, I'm using uranium because we have a bunch of that. So I think uranium is a 10 times chance of mutation, but they stack. So any bees I put in here, they're going to mutate into whatever they mutate into. So the ones I have in here now, I don't remember what I put in there last night, but I got a tarnished and a bauxite princess. I got this one the old-fashioned way, just using the soul frames and an apiary. But I didn't beelize these guys yet because I wanted to do it in the episode. And, you know, I wanted it to be kind of a surprise. So for some reason it's bauxite tarnished, and I don't even see the bauxite on my list over here. Maybe it's further down. I don't know. I'm not gonna search for it, but tarnished is a possible mutation. Oh, it was resilient and diligent. That had to be what it was. So basically, I ended up with these guys, and see, he's tarnished and rusty. So maybe I put a mix in there. So if you want to purify your strains, chocolate frames kill them really quickly, and the soul frames will mutate them, and you can use the mutator blocks if you want to go even further than that. Like say for instance, if I can find a meadows, if I can find a forest, I can demonstrate this hopefully. Maybe. I don't know if I saved any of those princesses. I probably used them all breeding the cultivated, and then I didn't worry about them once I had gotten my imperial and industrious, because those are the end of those branches. Alright, so let me beelize these guys real quick, and then we'll throw them in the alveary and see what happens. That's a hybrid. I can't use that one. That's all meadows. see what these guys are. They're probably hybrids also. Yep. Basically. Didn't I just say I wasn't going to do a bunch of breeding in this episode? Here we go. Forest. I just want to put these guys in here. I'm going to go home and sleep because I don't think they're nocturnal. One of them is. So let's go sleep and we'll come back and I'll show you the other stuff while those guys are breeding. And hopefully they give me the common, which really isn't too hard to get. It's the ones further down that have the smaller chances that are really difficult to get. So both of those guys are working. Alright, so what I decided to do with all of the drones in here, since my railcraft tanks disappeared, I don't have any more DNA. So I got my gene pool, and I didn't want to make a tank over here because this is not going to be my permanent bee place. So I'm just using portable tanks, but I made all of the advanced machines. So let me just show you the it's called you need this guy. The advanced genetic machines make all of the I think it's 3rd tier extra bee machines. And I went over this in an episode a long time ago, but you got your apiarist machine, then you got your genetic machine, and they basically upgrade kind of like wood, stone, iron, gold, diamond gears, except this is where you stop. A couple of these take emeralds, or one takes emeralds, one takes blaze rods, one takes gas tiers. Like they're not cheap, but we got the inoculator, the isolator, the replicator, the purifier, and then the synthesizer over here. I'm actually synthesizing one right now. So basically what you do is, we'll just run through this real quick. You put a bee in here, and you've got to make your empty serum vials, which take 1 royal jelly, 2 gold, and 6 glass panes. You get 2 of them. So this thing is going to work, and then you're going to get a random trait from this bee in a serum right here. And I'll just take the first one we get just to kind of demonstrate. I don't even know what these guys have. No humidity tolerance. That's a bad one. Let's get, we'll see what the next one is, and I probably don't want it because I've already got most of the ones I want, near as I can tell, but you never know. I might get surprised. Common species serum. Okay, I'll take that. But you've got traits for species, and you got serums for species, serums for traits. So if we look in this chest, I've already got quite a few. I've got the cave dwelling serum, which is awesome because I can put them underground. I've got rainfall, which really won't matter if they're underground. I've got the nocturnal serum as well, so they'll work around the clock. And then I've also got these beauties: humidity tolerance, both up and down, and temperature, both up and down. So I could take my jungle bees and give them these inoculations, and they'll work in this biome, or they should work in this biome. And then I've got the effect cancellation, which will take the poison away from the tropical bees and the end bees, because those things really hurt. What else do we get over here? Common default territory serum. I don't know what that is, but I'll take it. The other ones I don't really want. If you don't want them, guess what you can do? Throw them in your powered furnace. They turn into regular old empty serum vials. Most of the time. Yep, there we go. That must have been lag. Okay, so let's say you've got your serum. It's empty. You have to synthesize it. And basically what it does is it charges it. So it's going to work. These machines take a lot of power. This one takes 50. The purifier takes 100. I'm tied into the quarry power, so this thing was running really slow last night. But so you can see the little things kind of going up right here. You'll see the little, I don't know if that's DNA or RNA strand. It's filling up. Each time it does, it gives it a charge. You see this one's already full. It's average quality. This one is average quality as well. By the time it's full, it will be poor quality or awful quality, because the quality always degrades when you put it in here. So after you synthesize it, you can then purify it. And what it does is it runs through its thing, and it'll go from average to good to excellent. And then when it's the best quality it can be, this little thing lights up, and then you know that you can take it out of the machine. So near as I can tell, these are the only two, the synthesizer and the purifier, that actually need DNA. The inoculator is what you use to actually put the traits into the bees. You put your serum over here. Let's put an empty one so it doesn't start working. You put your serum over here, and then you put your bees upstairs. Well, upstairs, in the top. And you have to use the drone and the princess, because if you do a queen, it might not necessarily get the traits inactive and active so they can be bred out. So if you're going to do this, make sure you do the drone and the princess, and then you mate them, and then all the offspring should have that trait. Much like my industrious and imperial bees over here. We'll just grab one of these guys. He should be nocturnal, and he should be a cave dweller. See? Yes, 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 yes. I didn't worry about rain because I'm going to move him inside, and not really that big of a deal. But now that I've analyzed him, he won't stack with the rest of them for some reason. That's a weird thing. But anyway, no big deal. So this is going to take another minute. That's okay too. But so that's basically what I've been doing. Now I want to go back and I want to make at least probably 2 princesses or more of every single species, especially like the rusty bee. And I have my thing open on the other page. The rusty bee gives iron comb, the corroded bee gives copper comb, the tarnished gives tin comb, the leaden obviously gives lead comb. And then you've got your metallic branch where you got your zinc comb, titanium, bronze, brazen, which is probably brass I imagine, steel comb, and then tungsten comb. I'm not really worried about tungsten comb so much, but I think it would be cool to get those other ones. And when you do it, I believe when you centrifuge it, you get a tiny pile of whatever kind of dust it is. So I really want to do that, especially for the platinum, because I can use all the platinum dust I can get. So if we go back to this one, you notice now this is the one I just threw in there, high fertility. It is highest quality, which is good. The reason I did this is because a lot of the rocky bees, they don't give more than 1 offspring per cycle. And I needed a bunch of drones because I'm just not getting enough. So I'm going to use this on probably all the bees, just so I get extra drones to melt into liquid DNA, because you can never have too much of that stuff apparently. So let me fill this thing up while we're waiting on those other guys to finish their cycle. And the synthesizer takes more than the purifier. I could have filled it up with probably just that one thing. But yeah, that didn't take that much at all. So, but that's what you need your DNA for. These guys done yet? Almost. So, just a quick recap. Chocolate frames kill them fast. I don't know what it does to production, but that's what I'm using to purify. And I'm using soul frames to get mutations, which it takes a lot of trying. It really takes a lot. The soul frame, if you make an impregnated frame like this, combine it with 1 soul sand, that makes a soul frame. You get these with seed oil and logs in the carpenter, which you also need to make your circuit cards and stuff. And you have to put water in it. I didn't do this in an episode because, well, honestly, I'm re-recording since I made this breakthrough. but I wasn't sure how all of the bee machines worked, and I had to do some experimentation, trial and error before I actually did it. So if you notice, we put a Meadows Queen or Meadows Princess and Forest Drone, and we got Common Princess and 2 common drones. And they should be pure. They're common, and this one is common. So these are pure bees, no hybrids. So that is how I've been doing this. While I was over here, I figure if I got bees flying around, I might as well plant a couple of trees. And the alveary was an afterthought, which is why it's just kind of right there, because I didn't want to mess up the trees. But I made a grafter, I got some of the branches, and I got some silver lime saplings. And I only remember that because at the end of my Direwolf 20 season, whenever I was playing that pack, I had just started getting into all the bee stuff and the trees. And I remember if you put apple and birch next to each other, you have a chance of a silver lime. So now I'm going to plant a couple of these guys and grow them. Actually, let's bone meal one because I don't even know what they look like. Let's put it in the courtyard. How about that? We can do that. I really want the cherry blossom trees, or the cherry trees, or whatever, the pink ones. I like those. And there was another one I saw. I don't know how to breed it. I haven't read on that at all, but I will just bring all of it. I've never actually seen one of these guys, so I just want to see. How about right there? Oh, look at that. That's interesting. Check out that wood. Go ahead and make your "that's what she said" joke if you want. That's not how I meant it. That really is interesting looking bark and stuff. I think I like that. I still don't know how I'm going to decorate out here, but, you know, you can't go wrong with trees that you bred with your hard work, blood, sweat, and tears. That's pretty cool. So I think that's going to do it for this episode. I really just wanted to share with you guys my breakthrough with the bees. I do have a ton more alveary blocks, so I think I'm going to put one in the nether in a safe place so I can do whatever needs to be bred in the nether. You notice I have an AE system over here. I probably could have done it with just the drive, but I made the controller because I actually tried to automate an apiary, and I think it would have worked, except I had analyzed and unanalyzed bees, and you notice, remember a few minutes ago they didn't stack? I think that was the problem. So if I take some of these guys and put it in the export bus, it should put them in the apiary just like it would put it in anything else. I didn't get it to do the frames, and I haven't tried a router yet, so that's kind of a problem. I don't know. When I set all this up, since these guys are cave dwellers, nocturnal, when I put them in wherever I'm going to put them, I may try to put a router underneath and just tell it to put the frames in. So I'm gonna test that. I know there was a setup where somebody did it with an alveary, but I'm gonna have to go back and find that. It was on Reddit somewhere. I don't remember if it was a YouTube post or an ImageUR gallery. But regardless, I think it can be done with that more easily than this. So I think that's going to do it. If you guys have any questions or questions about bees, let me know. I'm following the bee species thing on the Feed the Beast wiki. Right now I'm on the one on Wikia, but ftbwiki.org has it too. I'm just going by that to get to what I want to get to. So that's how I know what to breed with what. But if you have questions, I'll answer them if I can. If not, maybe somebody else can. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.